Alright, man, we back in with some more reaction
Yes,
video. So what are we checking out today?
This is Things You Didn't Know.
Things you didn't know.
These are always really fun to watch because... It's crazy. They're fun to watch because there's always a lot of literally random little things that I had no idea. And I think most
It's
people
so
had no
many
idea.
things in the world we don't know about that we like are shocked by it. You know, we like,
right.
what? Is that true?
Well, it's usually like one of a random piece of knowledge kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they're always very interesting.
The mysterious, things on this planet. Not just in this planet, in the universe, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we definitely looking forward to checking this out, man. Before we do, smash that thumb up button.
Yep, just
smash
lock it
it.
up.
That's the hours.
What
Oh!
the heck? This
Bruh.
looks like something I
These
didn't know.
are the things you didn't know about. Let's go. An animal that's been a top predator for hundreds of millions of years must be really cool. Just like a crocodile, which not only can swim fast, but can also jump.
I feel like this is going to be like a mosquito or something.
Yes. Crocodiles can jump. They use their powerful tails, moving them from side to side like
Yeah, they can
snakes,
jump high
and
like
it
that, man.
only sounds funny. Crocodiles can literally jump out of the water to a decent height to catch
How
low-flying
big that guy
waterfowl.
is.
And by the way, they're also great runners. In fact, some are able to
Yeah,
gallop
they are
like
super
horses.
fast.
Now, I agree,
Dang,
it
how
sounds a
fast
little
can they go?
ridiculous, but
I
I
don't
wouldn't
know,
want to be
but I know they're
anywhere
fast.
near a hungry crocodile.
Nah.
Who knows when it'll decide?
I'm hungry.
Sunset's one of the most beautiful things on Earth, but take the
Indeed.
Earth's atmosphere out of the conditions, and you get a completely different sight. For example, yes, at least on Mars, the sunset on the red planet, contrary to all logic, is blue. And
Yeah, it
if you
looks
think
like
about
almost
it,
like
it
a
makes a
moon.
lot of sense.
Yeah,
Mars
it's
is
blue on
farther
Mars.
away from the sun, and dust and other small particles in
That
the
look pretty cool,
atmosphere
though.
change the color of the sky.
Yeah, it does
Also,
look
Mars has less than 1% of Earth's atmosphere, and this affects the scattering of light. That's
Yes, I
why the
was wondering
sky
if the
here
atmosphere
is
on Mars
reddish
is
in the
like-
daytime and turns to a dull shade of blue closer to
So they're
sunset.
saying, like, part of our
The Star
it's
Wars
our
universe
atmosphere
has
and
a
the
lot of
gases and
awesome
stuff that
details,
cause the
but one of
The
them,
orange
of
look.
course,
Yeah.
is lightsabers. And since they're so
What?
cool, they really need to be brought to reality.
Yeah, real
actually made
lightsaber.
one?
Engineer and blogger James Knobson and his team have created a fully functional lightsaber.
way.
And it's really a weapon, not just an oblong light bulb.
I
The
was gonna
sword
say,
is
it looks
attached to
like
a
it
tank
would
of
be.
propane and oxygen, which are released through
Dang.
nozzles. The
That's
result
crazy.
is a stream of plasma heated to 4,000 degrees
That also
Fahrenheit.
sounds dangerous.
Such
It
temperatures
is.
mean that the blade can cut through almost anything, except for the ring from Lord of the Rings. God, why did you go to Mordor?
That's crazy, man. It's cool, but it's also dangerous.
Yeah,
man.
it's kind of like, don't let anybody have one of those.
Don't let your kids play with them.
Yeah,
Because, man, they
it's
gonna
gonna
cause
like burn.
some damage.
Plus, I feel like a kid's gonna want to touch it,
Yeah.
and that would not be good either.
No.
No.
You could have just called the Jedi. Snakes know how to devour huge prey whole. Their
they
jaws and bodies are literally designed in such a way they can cram a lot of tasty stuff inside. But sometimes that tasty stuff, instead of being digested for weeks, turns out to be way too big. You know what it's
Yeah,
like when
probably
you
killed
try
that
to bite into a
snake.
burger that's too big and it won't fit in your mouth?
Sometimes
well,
that
these snakes
happens.
had a victim that was too big. Yep, they overdid it. No biggie though. Another version is that the prey was uncooperative.
What? He trying to eat a crocodile or something?
Oh yeah, there are snakes that can eat crocodiles, but occasionally they will go too big and then it backfires and they'll die from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Not like too common, but it
Operative,
happens.
and for some reason got into the stomach alive and then tried to get out.
I
the
remember
result,
seeing that
well, the
picture.
result's the same. I don't think there's going to be a second course. Everybody's dead. If you
Yeah.
go outside and suddenly find
That
creepy-looking
is
waves over your
crazy.
head,
That-
don't panic. Most likely, it's not the end of the world, but
It
the
looks
clouds
like it
of
would
the
be.
species Undulatus asperatus. Just look at them. It makes you feel uneasy.
It do
But
look pretty cool,
asperatus
though.
Don't promise an immediate
I mean, you probably freak
apocalypse.
out, but it looks
Well,
pretty
probably
cool.
not at
It
least.
does
They're
like
not even
underwater.
accompanied by a hurricane or a thunderstorm.
It's
They
really
just look like
cool,
this.
but it
Anyway,
looks
you'd better get your
scary.
phone out and
Looks
take
like something off
pictures.
Independence
You'll
Day.
get lots
Like
of
aliens
likes
coming in,
because
they,
this
like, coming
phenomenon
down.
is still pretty rare.
Yeah.
Okay, I know. I already made a reference to Lord of the Rings, but if that's not where the filmmakers were inspired when they created Moria, then, well, they should have been. The
Oh,
Tokyo
yeah, that
Underground
looks
Flood
exactly
Protection
like it.
Tank is one of
Yeah, it
the
does.
largest
Yeah.
underground
Their
flood
room,
control
yeah.
facilities in the world. It's a huge system of tunnels and reservoirs that
Right.
collect water under the city and send it into the river using pumps. Sounds pretty simple, but how awesome does it look? The tank looks like an underground palace with giant
it does.
halls,
Yeah.
columns, and tunnels, and you can move
cow.
freely inside a car. Water's collected in 5 vertical reservoirs, the biggest of which is about 70 meters high. That is, it would fit in the Statue of Liberty without a pedestal, and there'd still be room. Ask anyone how lightning strikes, and anyone will tell you it's from above. The discharge originates in the clouds and then hits the ground. But it doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes nature does this. The direction of lightning is determined by the direction of the electrical field.
So it's from the
Usually,
ground
a
sometimes,
negative
or?
charge builds up in the clouds,
Yeah,
and
if
a
you've ever seen
positive
it where it
charge
kinda
builds up
goes-
on the ground.
not necessarily
In terms
ground,
of
but
physics, it
bottom
makes
of the cloud
sense.
enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in less than one case out of 20, it happens that the cloud is positively charged. Then
Yeah.
everything is turned upside down, and lightning can strike from the ground into the sky.
That's so crazy.
To shoot an avalanche, you have to get in its way, and preferably you have to survive it.
In
Who
it?
would take a job like this?
Yeah,
The fact
why?
is, there are people in the world who professionally risk their lives
Oh
to
my
remove
Lord.
avalanches.
He's
Whoa,
like-
wait.
Take me!
Well, I kind of wonder if he's trying to like spread out his body so it doesn't take him.
Why? But it's still
Like-
will take him the force of it.
I know. I don't know.
What you was saying?
Because, like, you know, like if you're like sturdy, it's gonna plow. But if it's like you're long and wispy, then it might just go through you and around you, kind of thing. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's
I
hard to
think the
say.
force.
I'm just making a
Wait,
guess.
what? Why do they do that? Well, for the sake of beautiful pictures. Well, not
Yeah.
only that, with the help of these shots, meteorologists can study the behavior of avalanches,
Look at
predict
that.
them, and, save lives. I don't know about you, but I associate giant
Yeah,
robots
words.
with Japan.
That-
It's not surprising that it's the country
is
that built
quite
the
giant,
60-foot
though.
tall robot from the
60
anime
feet
Gundam.
tall?
The huge
Holy
structure weighs
cow.
28 tons, and its creation took about 6 months.
I thought
But in
it
the
was
end,
That's
the
it? I thought it would
result
take
is
forever.
not just a statue, but quite a living model. It can walk, move its arms, move its head, squat, and cause genuine excitement among fans.
Like a
The
Megazord
robot's
from
supposed to
Power
be a
Rangers.
part of a theme park, but it's unclear if it'll open anytime soon.
Oh.
The height restriction can be a serious problem for truck drivers in
Yes,
all countries.
it is.
A little hesitation, not paying
at
attention to
that.
the sign, forgetting the dimensions, and
Hard to believe
Dang.
this happened.
Durham, North Carolina. Single railroad bridge on one of the roads that even has its own
Takes out
Facebook
everybody.
page.
Yeah.
It's also nicknamed Can Opener and Gregson Street Guillotine because it very
Because so many trucks get killed under there.
You called him a can,
Can
opener.
opener.
Look,
Oh
man.
gosh.
They need to lift their bridge up, man. For I mean, maybe like a lot of trucks don't really normally like going to their bridge.
Well, it must
But-
happen enough.
Lift it up by another 2 feet at least.
Yeah, it must be just at that height where, like, that weird height that, like, a
Yeah.
lot of trucks just don't fit under
Pay
it, and they
attention
don't
to.
realize that or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. But I very clearly saw the clearance. It said 11 foot 8 inches. So if you know your clearance of your truck, why are you going under it?
Yeah.
Just saying. Just
The mug
saying.
is a can opener, man. Because
Yeah.
it's opening up all them
It
trucks.
really does
the
too,
top
because
part.
it just like
Yeah.
right back like a can opener. I like it.
often takes the roof off of cars again and again and again.
Dang.
And it's pretty simple. The bridge was built in 1940 when the standard vehicle height was 11.7
See?
feet. Today it's
Yeah.
14 feet. And that
Yeah.
28 inches has cost many drivers their car.
Yeah.
At least the top of their car.
You need
The
about 5
stone
more
that
feet.
looks like
man.
an
Lift it
egg
up about 5 more
falling
feet.
It
out of
only
a
needs
Newt
28
Scamander
inches.
suitcase is definitely something to look out for. At the very least, because it's really very pretty. These stones are called Uperlites and were accidentally discovered by Eric
cool.
Rentamaki in 2017.
I like that.
If you look at Uperlites with the naked eye, they look like regular river pebbles. But in ultraviolet light, everything is
crazy,
transparent.
man.
And the
Yeah.
cobblestones become
know,
similar
it look
to
like- it look
molten
like one of those lava
But in spite
rocks.
of their beautiful
Yeah, it
appearance,
does kinda,
these
you're
stones
right.
have no jewelry value. They consist of two normal types of rocks. The first one is syenite, which is similar to ordinary granite. The second one is sodalite, an alkaline rock that contains chlorine, sodium, aluminum, and silicon oxides. As far as I understood, it's sodalite that shines. And there were a lot of these rocks. Well, Eric's now quit his job and devoted his life to looking for them. There's even a
Dang,
store
quit
on
his
his
job.
website that
Right.
sells
He says,
jewelry,
"Oh,
stone
man, this gonna
hunting
be my
kits,
life
UV lighted
passion."
lanterns,
You
and
have
merch.
to say, yeah,
Why
making
not?
like a UV lantern.
Personally, I try to stay as far away from bees as possible. They're very
No way,
unpredictable.
no
and there
sir.
are people who not only
No
mess around
sir.
with these
at
insects
that.
all the time, but also do this. No, you're not looking at a very specific way to put yourself to the test, but
I can't, man. I'm not putting myself to the test for no bees to be all over my face. You got to be extremely calm, man. Maybe if
Yeah,
you
because
calm,
if
they
you
want to
think about
attack
it,
you.
bees aren't going to attack you unless you're attacking them. So this is basically doing something like where you're letting them swarm on you, but you're not threatening them, so they're not likely to attack
But
you.
the thing is, how do you get them off you? You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I don't know.
How do you get them off you and stuff?
If you could do like the same system that beekeepers use, they use like a smoke to kind of like calm them down, and then maybe they'll get them to go back to the hive or something.
Yeah, I know they use smoke, but I don't know if I didn't think it'd calm them down. I thought
it calms them down.
Oh,
That's why they
smoke.
use it, because it like subdues them a little bit.
Yeah.
Not like anything bad, like in a mean way or a harmful way, but it just subdues them, so that's why they can go in and get the honey out.
the real question is, how do you get the bees to start swarming you anyway? Do they put like honey on them? Or
I'm betting
something?
they're going to explain that, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
That's a
crazy.
good question.
But something of a hobby. All over the world, there are
hobby?
weirdos
Hobby?
who try very hard to get as many bees
That's
to
a
land on
crazy
their
hobby.
body as possible.
Oh,
Imagine
that's
having,
cool.
for example, 100,000 bees crawling all over you at the same time. First of all, in such a case, you have to be very careful not to upset the insects.
Like
Don't make
candy
sudden
person.
movements. Don't show aggression. Don't be afraid. Probably shouldn't breathe. And also in advance, be sure
Oh,
you put
that-
the queen
they
bee
dumped them
somewhere
on
on
there.
your body. That's how the other bees flock to you.
Oh,
People
duh.
are
Queen
very,
bee.
very weird.
People
A
are
swing
very,
can
very-
not only squeak, but it can make a beautiful melody. I'm not talking about one that's pre-recorded
gonna be
and
like
then
a
played through a
musical
loudspeaker.
Yeah.
swing.
This is much more interesting.
I like it.
Each
Yeah, it's
swing
pretty
is
cool.
responsible for a particular note, and if several people swing together, they...
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's be honest. They create something really, really beautiful.
I actually like being
People
on
like to
swings.
experiment
swings,
with
yeah.
selections. For example, they once had the idea to create
like
black
an apple.
apples.
I say it's like
yeah,
an
they're called
apple.
black diamonds, and the
Oh,
unique fruit is grown
pretty cool.
mainly in Tibet at an altitude of about 9,843 feet above sea level. It's believed that these apples get their color because of the unusual conditions in which they grow. During the day, the fruits get a lot of
I wonder,
light,
do they
which
taste
turns the
different? I
peel
don't
from
know.
its
Probably,
characteristic
'cause
red
all
color
apples
to
taste
a dark
different.
purple color. There are many really dangerous roads in
Bruh.
the world that you want to stay away from. But this route, located in Peru, is terrifying even for people
Look
who
at that.
are
Why would
afraid
you
of
even
heights.
drive
They put
on
those
it?
It's not
logs
just the
in
fact that
there.
cars regularly fall off the road. Rocks can fall from the top at any moment, and the conditions of the roadbed are such that few drivers
that.
would dare to drive here. But the
Right?
locals say the winding bus route through the mountains is a blessing, as they used to have to walk the whole way.
That's true.
If you've
but
ever shot off fireworks,
You need a
you
small
know
car
that
to
it's
get through
best to
there.
keep
Yeah.
them as far away from your body as possible, just so something
The heck?
irreparable won't happen by
are you
accident.
doing?
But this Frenchman,
What, is like
Laurent
a- like a
Knott,
sparkler?
is the kind of person who just loves taking risks and fireworks. For more than 10 years, he's been engaged in pyrotechnics, and he's learned even to launch projectiles right from his own body. To do this, he had to design a special cotton suit, which is
gonna
inspired by
say.
the clothes of professional firefighters. Then he worked out, walked on stilts, and got on a motorcycle. In short, this is all for a spectacular show. And I gotta say, the show
Craziness.
is
Yeah.
truly mesmerizing. If the human firework has any superpower, it's the ability to create a festive atmosphere and the desire to keep a fire extinguisher close by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look what I found! A leopard lake. Okay, actually, this lake in Canada is called Spotted Lake or Klillik, and it has nothing to
Huh.
do with leopards. It's a shame because
that
it's
like
all covered
algae
in
growth?
spots.
Yeah.
It seems that the lake consists of many smaller lakes, most of which don't connect. So they're all colored in different shades, all because there's a high concentration of various minerals in Klillik. In the summer,
okay.
most of the water in the lake just evaporates, exposing the bizarre colored deposits. In addition, the minerals harden, forming natural paths around and between the patches, and in the fall, the lake becomes almost normal again.
That's very weird.
That is crazy, man.
There's definitely a lot of very interesting things and facts in
Yeah,
here.
it definitely was, man. I mean, man, that bridge, well, not bridge, but that little narrow,
Oh,
like
the can opener bridge, you mean?
what?
Oh, you're talking about the road.
yeah,
the narrow
man.
road. Yeah,
No
yeah,
way
yeah.
I'd be caught driving on that, man.
No.
Yeah, that, the bees.
I knew you.
As a
don't-
hobby,
That one freaks
a
you out.
hobby, no sir, no sir.
Not even as anything else. You wouldn't do it anyway.
No, I wouldn't,
Anyway
man.
or reason.
Heck no,
No,
man.
I know you wouldn't.
You gotta be extremely calm, man, for that stuff, man.
Yes. Yes.
But hey, man, people got some like weird hobbies, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
I think it
that's
probably
what you like
becomes-
doing.
It's like a competition aspect. Like you
Yeah.
want to show that you can do it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, because nobody else is gonna do it. That's why it
Yeah.
works. That's probably why people like it.
Yeah, man. But this was crazy to watch, man. Entertainment,
was.
but crazy. But when you end this video, don't forget to subscribe.
And thumbs it up.
Turn on notifications. It's your memory B.
And Nicole.
Want to catch you on the next video. Awesome. Peace and love, baby.